Hi, my name is Karen, and I have 7 children, and I'm originally from Cicero, but now we live in Chicago. My family and I started coming to ICI in 2009 at the Halloween event, The Maze. We were impressed with the way the staff and everybody treated the children, and everybody seemed kind, and then they gave us an invitation to club. After the Halloween maze, we started attending ICI regularly, and my children loved it. There were games and Bible stories and crafts, but most importantly, they made them feel welcome and like a family. And we continued to go to all the events like camps and a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner for the families, and many various circus and Disney on Ice, many experiences my kids went to. We had been with ICI for probably about 2 years when in 2011 our family was faced with a tragedy. My husband abandoned us in November of 2011, and it was a very hard time for our family, but it was also very comforting to know that we didn't have to look too far for help, because my children had already established mentors and relationship. Wait, I'm sorry. I remembered. During this time, it was very difficult for my children at home, especially being around the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I remember clinging to ICI, wanting to go there. It was like a home away from home for them. And we went to the Thanksgiving dinner as a family. And it wasn't a single mom with children. It was that we were part of their family, and it was just wonderful. And that Christmas, that first Christmas, that was very difficult, which was also my son's birthday. So ICI played a really strong part in keeping our family together and happy during that holiday season. Not long after that, the beginning of January of 2012, my children started to being diagnosed with various things. Depression, ADHD, different things that they have. And we started seeking some outside help, and 5 out of 7 children were put on some sort of medicines. It was very difficult for me because I never wanted to put my children on medicines. I remember when I started telling some of the ICI staff, like when they were going to be going camping or different things, that my children are on meds now, and I was a little embarrassed. And they just said, "Hey, we got this. We know how to do this. We'll take them." And they just took them like nothing, like it was no condemnation, no looking down upon, just, hey, this is part of life. We're just going. Let's go with it. And that really helped me to get through this time, adjusting up until today, how the kids are now. They've come such a long way, but back then, just learning everything new, ICI really played a big part. Some of my greatest memories of ICI staff was the unexpected visitations that a staff member or 2 would show up at the door to see how everybody was. And sometimes they would take whoever was home out front to play football or soccer or just hang out, or even come in and play a video game with one of the kids. And it made my children feel important, like they just weren't a number at a club or something, that they meant something, that these people were coming to their house to spend time with them. My family and I made it through that first couple months of adjusting to new life, but then things started changing. We were no longer able to pay the rent where we lived, and we were facing eviction come that June 1st. So ICI staff took us under wing and helped me find places for some of my children to stay, because we couldn't all stay at the shelter together. So my one son, Caleb, went to live with the ICI family, who took him in as one of their own. Even to this day, they have pictures of him with the family, and he fits right in. But they kept my son Caleb for a couple months. They also helped me find a place for my Kalia with one of the staff members' parents. She was able to stay with them for about a year, and during that time she was able to experience going on a mission trip with Honduras and many other wonderful things. And I thank God that she was able to stay with that family, and they're still friends to this day. My son Anthony has went through the leadership program. He's now working at ICI. He has his first job. The men there have taken him under his wing. And so even though he doesn't have a father, that he has many, many brother figures and father figures for him. During that difficult time for our family, some of ICI staff took it upon themselves to mentor me. We live in the Lawndale area in Chicago right now. It's not a very safe area, and there's been many shootings, and my son Anthony has been beat up and held up by gunpoint and different things, but the first person he turned to was somebody at ICI. He called him right away, and they prayed with him, and they talked him through it, and they encouraged him. And even though we're not in a very good place right now, we know that when we go to ICI, or even just a phone call away, that we have family and friends that genuinely care, and that means more than words can describe.